how do you know if you have good enough genetics to actually even want to pursue bodybuilding?
Well, that's a good point, because a lot of the guys, like Jay Cutler was the same size when he was 18 as when he was winning Olympia. A lot of those guys are hyper responders and they explode very quickly. If you're a slow gainer, the likelihood that it's just going to take you a lot longer, and probably it's genetics reigns supreme. It's most certainly a big factor in that. And that can be true overall, and it can be true of particular body parts. And that, even with performance enhancing drugs, some people are hyper responders to those. Some people have more androgen receptors. So, it's never an even playing field. If you want to be center for the Los Angeles Lakers, there's a good chance that
I'm not going to be.
Your parents are going to determine that long before you ever pick up a basketball. And that, it's true of any sport. I've got a Samoan son that, he was 6'1", 315 pounds when he was 15 years old. Probably not going to be a marathon runner.
I wouldn't say.
So, go with your strengths. I find it interesting that there's been a lot of folklore about kids lifting weights, and they talk about it in terms of wrestlers, that they can stunt your growth because they see all these wrestlers are lifting weights and they're short. Yeah. Well, by the same token, does playing basketball make you taller?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't. What happens is that the better wrestlers, the same thing would be true of gymnasts, the better Olympic female gymnasts tend to be very short. It's just hard to hurl a 5'11" body up in the air and do a bunch of flips. And so as time progresses, the ones that are more have a genetic predisposition to that sport in terms of height and body composition, et cetera, and they tend to look more like the better athletes in that sport. And that would, again, anthropometrically, their height, body composition, muscularity, whatever that may be, whether that's a distance runner in Kenya or a 4'11" gymnast or a 7-foot center, genetics reign supreme. And you can make a lot of progress in bodybuilding. There's no question, but there's a limit to what you can accomplish as compared to someone else. I've been humbled in this industry, repeatedly. I've traveled all over the world. I've been in 12 countries in all 50 states, done over 200 seminars. I constantly, just in some ordinary gym, run into somebody that you're just like, wow, and they've got some freakish body part, or they've got some ridiculous lift, they're a specialist in, and it just blows you away that how many people tend to have a predisposition for one thing or another that most people could work their whole lives and probably not obtain.
Yeah.